Hey, welcome back to Visibility Vixen. We're on episode 19.
I think the biggest thing that makes a difference is consistent effort every day.
Welcome to the Visibility Vixen podcast, where we create space to grow our brand with intention and clarity, one episode at a time. Join us as we explore the many aspects of entrepreneurship, start loving the journey instead of the destination, and begin building a legacy that lasts. Here's your host, Michelle Lewis.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Today is such an exciting day. I have been looking forward to this day so much because we are going to be talking to Nathan Barry, the creator of ConvertKit. Nathan, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
This is such a thrill for me. I can't tell you how many webinars and videos and shout outs I have seen for Nathan and this amazing software that he's built called ConvertKit. And when I reached out to him, I was like, Michelle, don't get your hopes too high. But when he responded and wanted to come onto the show, I was so excited because I think that this software can really change your life in your business. So let me give a quick little bio so you can get to know Nathan just a little bit more. In previous careers, Nathan has been a designer, author, and blogger. After learning the power of email marketing, he gave up a successful blogging career to build ConvertKit, a powerful email responder for bloggers. Think the power of Infusionsoft, but easier to use than MailChimp. He's written 3 books that I've listed below, 2 courses, and now has an email list of over 37,000 subscribers, including me. Outside of work, Nathan spends his time playing soccer, woodworking, and chasing after his 2 little boys. Nathan, you have to tell me about this woodworking.
Yeah, so I have a little shop in my garage that I've just been building out over the last couple of years. And so, man, I don't know. I've been into woodworking since I was a kid. And so I like making things. And I'm trying to think what around here I've made. Monitor stands for my desk, or I seem to have made a lot of like cutting boards and serving trays because my wife asked me to make those. All kinds of little things for the kids. These days, I seem to be making a lot of like wooden swords. So apparently, I just make whatever I'm told to make.
Well, I love that, and you have some lucky kids that can be like, "Hey, Dad, can you make me this toy?" I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm supposed to make a crossbow next. That sounds a little dangerous for a 4-year-old, but we'll see.
My husband actually grew up in Minnesota with 3 other brothers. So, there was constantly mayhem to be had. So I'm sure your boys are starting early and it's just going to continue.
Yep, exactly.
So let's dive into, I can summarize ConvertKit all day long, but I'd love to hear it from you. Talk a little bit about how you got into creating this software. What was your why in that?
Yeah, so let's see. Going back about 3.5 years, I had published a few books on software design. They were self-published, and they did quite well. If anyone wants to read those numbers, it's all on my blog. But I built an email list, and I was new to online marketing, and so I actually was surprised when email sold more than every other channel combined. Mm-hmm. And so then when I saw how effective email was for building an audience and then selling, these books and courses, I thought, okay, I want to learn everything there is to know about this. And so I dove in and just studied all of the best practices and went to implement them. And I was using MailChimp at the time. And I just felt like every time I'd go to implement a best practice, like, tagging my customers, tagging people who had purchased versus those who hadn't, or implementing content upgrades, or setting up autoresponders, I just felt like I was fighting with MailChimp at every turn. Like it was built as this, big generic tool and not specifically for me.
Right.
And so that's how it started. I thought, wait, actually my background's in software. This is a problem that I can solve. And so about 3.5 years ago, I started working on ConvertKit. And it's been a long road, but the last I don't know, let's say the last year or so in particular has been incredible as we've grown from a team of, let's see, a year ago it was just 3 of us working on ConvertKit, and now today there's 21 amazing people working on ConvertKit.
Wow. Well, I've talked to a lot of people that work, and help and answer questions, and they're all so passionate and so kind. It's really been a pleasure, and the customer service and the response rate is just out of this world. So I want to make sure you're hearing that from me, a customer. They're fantastic.
Well, that's good to hear because we've put a ton of time into it lately. 6 months ago, I think we were just having so much growth and we were just honestly struggling a bit to keep up. And so our response times on emails were, 12 hours, 24 hours. Mm-hmm. And that just wasn't great for us. And so we've put so much work into the customer success team. And yesterday they pulled off a response time of 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
On average. And today they're doing a response time of 30 minutes on average, which I'm so happy.
So cool.
That
just for those of you listening,
joy.
The way that you contact support is it's actually a little chat in the bottom right corner. And so you click on that and you can put it in, and then all the team members can see that. So whoever can get to it first will answer in that chat. So you don't have to go to a separate site. You don't have to copy and paste an email into your personal email. It's all right there. So it's so handy. So
nice.
Nathan,
glad you like it.
I love it. I want to talk a little bit about what ConvertKit offers. So can you talk a little bit about what it offers and how it differs from other softwares?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is that ConvertKit is built for bloggers. Now, blogging is a bit of a generic term. So sometimes people are like, well, I'm not exactly a blogger. And so the way I'd explain it is if you build an audience online and then, you sell products, you make your living selling products to that audience, whether it's books or courses or e-commerce or anything else, that's who ConvertKit is for. So a few of the things that we do differently would be we focus on not trying to have the longest feature list or anything like that, but to have that powerful feature set just for what you actually need and then not really go beyond that. And because we're focusing just on bloggers or these audience-driven businesses, there's a lot of features like a sales process, for a sales team that we just don't have to build out. Mm-hmm. And so our focus is try to do a few things and do them better than anyone else. And then as far as where we fit into the market, it would be, we've used this as a customer. Our customer said this last summer, and we've used it ever since. But as ConvertKit being the power of Infusionsoft, but easier to use than MailChimp. Mm-hmm. And so we get a lot of people switching off of MailChimp to ConvertKit, when they kind of outgrow it, but they're not interested in the complexity or the expense of ConvertKit. So we're trying to of Infusionsoft. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to help people kind of take their business to the next level, but still make it approachable so you don't need to hire a team to do it all for you.
Yeah, and I think that the simplicity is what's so beautiful about the software. And for the people listening, I started with MailChimp, and I was in the process of, I built an online course and I needed 30 emails to go, one every day, to my consumers. And that process you can do with MailChimp. You have to add automation, which is I think $15 a month or whatever. But in terms of getting them easily in and out of referring them to sales pages or tagging them or unsubscribing them from that sequence when they're done or after they've purchased something, it's just a flexibility that at least I couldn't figure out. So when I started ConvertKit and saw that I could easily build my email sequences, that I could plan when they're sent out down to the time, and it was just so easy. You can build these different email templates really simply. They have great guidelines. So if you have a question, you can type it in, and there's usually an article that shows you how to do that. And I think, Nathan, one of the coolest things is that you can build your own lead forms and lead pages. So can you chat a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we're putting a lot of effort into the Optin Forms because that's something that, everyone needs to have on their blog. So we've built right into the product, like the modal overlay forms. So if you had, at the end of a post, you wanted to give away a free book or something like that, you could, click on that and this form would come up, for the download. So that would be like kind of the lead box functionality that lead pages have. And then we also have some basic landing page templates. We only have 4 of them because it's not a core focus for us. But, we said people like if you're a guest on a podcast and you wanted a specific content upgrade or a specific page to direct people to, and that kind of thing is what ConvertKit's landing pages or lead capture pages would be for.
Yeah.
But on the form side, we've got a handful of different templates, and then you can display them in line or slide in or as modals. And that's something we continue to put a lot into because we want it to be really easy for you to come up with like a free video course or a PDF or something like that and give it away. And so it's, that whole process is built in from the beginning.
Well, and what I've started to do, and this is not, for everyone listening, this is not a slam on lead pages. I think that they're an amazing software, but for me, I wanted to downsize a little bit, and ConvertKit gave me the opportunity to have my own landing pages and lead forms within the software. So I started actually building my quote unquote landing pages on my website and then putting in the ConvertKit opt-ins, embedding those in. And it's worked totally fine. It's been fantastic. And it's exactly, the amount of quote unquote technology that I want to deal with right now. So it's been really valuable for me.
Well, good. And that's, the other thing we're trying to do is stay really focused and, not build all these other, too much outside things into the product. Mm-hmm. But then always have really great integrations with, SumoMe and, there's so many, lead pages and Rapidology and
Teachable.
Mail Munch and, there's tons of them. I think we have like 35 or 40 integrations now. And so we're not trying to spread our development team thin by like, oh, now here's our e-commerce product and here's our course membership, product. Instead we're like, hey, go use Teachable or Thinkific or Zippy courses. And we just integrate with all of them.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing is through Teachable. And you guys are actually the ones when I saw that integration, I was like, because I had my courses hosted somewhere else. And that's when I started looking at Teachable and saw Mariah Cause and everything she was doing. And that I transitioned all of my e-courses over there. And it's fantastic. For the people listening, what I think the beauty of ConvertKit is the automations. So I can actually have a lead form that's, inside ConvertKit that points to an email sequence. And then I can do an automation so that if someone purchases my course on Teachable, it not only starts them on that specific sequence, but I can uncheck them from the sales sequence so they're not still getting those pitch emails after they buy the product.
Yeah, that's huge. And especially, so it's one thing to pitch someone on a product that they've already purchased. Like that's irritating.
Yeah.
The other thing is that if you're worried that you might accidentally be pitching someone, who's already purchased, then you're going to tone down your sales pitch a lot. You're going to be like, hey, you should buy this thing. It'll really help unless you've already bought it, or if it's not a good fit for you, then, maybe you shouldn't buy it. You're going to like almost talk people out of buying your product rather than just saying with confidence, hey, this is what you should buy. This is how it'll benefit you. Go here to buy it.
Yeah.
So by having better segmentation and knowing who your customers are, you can have a stronger pitch, and then you'll make a lot more sales because of it. Because you can pitch with confidence.
Yes. Well, and you guys even give guidelines when you're starting a sequence. I think it's 5 or 6 emails that are already started, and they'll give you a little, just some hints and some tips and tricks of what you can put in that email. So if you aren't really used to pitching, if you don't really know what to focus on, it's already built in there that you can use as kind of a guideline, which I thought was really helpful.
Yeah, we just got asked so many times, like, hey, how long should my email sequence be? What days should I send on? And so I was like, okay, well, let me just make a template that you could totally change this. Anyone can do whatever they want, but we'll just make a template to start from, of like day 1, day 3, day 5, and so on, as a starting point. And that's really resonated with people.
Absolutely. So I'm sure your mind is blown already, everyone listening, because this is such an awesome thing to use to really let you be as hands off for your business as possible. It's really helped me, my online free challenges. All I have to worry about is going into my Facebook group on the day and doing my live stream. Everything else is automated. It takes them to my website to see that day's video. They can download their workbook. It gives them the reminder in the morning. It's really, really easy to do, and I can't emphasize that enough. But Nathan, let's switch a little bit more into you, the genius behind the software. I'd love to know, what is your biggest focus right now?
Oh, let's see. So all I do right now is work on ConvertKit. I used to have, my own blog and all that. And I guess I still write there maybe once a month or so over at nathanberry.com. So, and actually, if anyone wants to know the behind-the-scenes story of ConvertKit, I share pretty much everything. You can find out our exact revenue numbers, how much we do in profit, why we decided not to raise funding, everything.
Awesome.
That's all on my blog.
Okay, I'll link to that below.
Yeah, we have a company motto of teach everything you know, which I believe is the best way to do marketing. Like if you teach, then people will listen, and that's how you get attention. That's what all of us bloggers do. We've just expanded that to say everything, and so we see it as sharing all the details about building the business is part of that teaching. So as far as what I'm focused on, I split my time kind of between different teams within the company. We have 3 teams, and so it's the engineering team who builds the product, and that's got 6 people on it. The customer success team, so they're the ones, if you write in to help@convertkit.com or click the little button in the app, they're who you'll hear from. And there's 7 people on that team. And then our growth team, which they, do the demos and teach the webinars and, write all the articles for the blog and all of that, and reach out to bloggers and help them switch over. And that's got 6 people on it. So I kind of just split my time between those teams, seeing who needs help. Like right now, the engineering team, they're tackling some tough problems, and so I've been helping them, with some strategy lately. Before that, I think I was more focused on the customer success team, but now they're absolutely crushing it and just having these amazing response times. And so, I kind of step back and be like, I think you guys have got it figured out now. And then I just kind of look around the company and see where I can be useful.
That's great. That's, I think, such a cool place to be in, where you help when you're needed, but then you let go so that they can rock what they specialize in.
Yeah, and they're all better at this than I am. Like, I jumped in to help on, with the support queue, and, they're all faster than I am now. And, even 6 months ago, I was the fastest one at answering tickets, and I knew the most about the product. And I don't know, they're all catching up.
That's awesome. That means you hired the right people.
Yep. So one thing that I am excited about right now is, for the first time in the history of the company, not the company is that old, we're getting everyone together into one place. So we're a remote team. So we're scattered literally all around the world, between most people in the U.S., but we have someone in Thailand, and we have someone in Barcelona, and someone in Slovenia. And so we're bringing everyone to a little resort town in my backyard, a couple hours from my house, near Boise, Idaho. And we have a giant house that we rented, and it's just going to be a good time. And so I'm planning that and figuring out all the logistics for getting 21 people flying in from all around the world. So that's
cool.
Probably the biggest thing I'm excited about right now.
So cool. I am actually going to be in Idaho sometime in the next, probably November, December-ish, because my parents are looking for a property up there. And I hear that it's just beautiful.
Yeah, I love it here. particularly in the spring, summer, and fall. In the winter, it can, it's a bit cold.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're into skiing, then, come visit. I have a ski resort 25 minutes from my front door. So
Sweet. We'll definitely be doing that. So tell us about what is the tool that either you've used or are using that you absolutely love, and it can be online or physical.
Oh, let's see. Can I mention several, or is that
Yeah,
cheating?
Of course. No, you can mention several.
I've started to love all of these e-commerce platforms. Since that's not something that we build into the product, we partner with other people. And so there's a company called Gumroad that I've always loved, though they haven't been doing it quite as much lately.
Mm-hmm.
But still a great product. And then Teachable, who we mentioned, so they do hosted courses. I think I'll be moving a bunch of my courses over to them.
Awesome.
And then there's another company called Samcart,
Mm-hmm.
and they do maybe higher-end e-commerce and sales pages or checkout pages.
Mm-hmm.
So it's much more advanced. They're really conversion optimized. And they're just a really great group of people. I kind of think of them as like a sister company to us because they're about the same amount of revenue, about the same team size. And so I've become good friends with Brian and Scott, who are the founders over there. And so, yeah, those are a couple of my favorite products.
That's funny. I was just looking at an email today about Samcart. I've been following them for a while, and I've been really, really interested. So I'm happy to hear that you recommend them. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Awesome. Okay, let's talk about what is your favorite daily habit?
Favorite day habit?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't have that many routines. Everyone says, like, this is my morning routine or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is to get woken up by a 2-year-old saying, Daddy, I'm hungry. Let's go eat. So, I tend to sleep for as long as he'll let me. And that ranges, from 5:45 or 6 in the morning. If it's an unlucky day, to sometimes he sleeps till 8, which is just incredible.
Ooh, I bet.
Let's see, a habit. I don't know that I have that many habits. If I can change it to an activity,
Yeah.
then a couple times a week I try to go stand-up paddleboarding, and I take the boys out on the paddleboard and just to go out on a lake that's right here near my house, and we have a good time. So I always try to do that at least, twice a week or so.
I haven't done that yet, and I hear it's amazing, and it looks like so much fun, and it's embarrassing because I live in Los Angeles. I have like 5 beaches I can go paddleboarding on, but I just haven't done it yet.
You should. It's so much fun. We do it on the rivers here as well.
Oh, wow.
And it's great fun.
That's amazing. So a lot of people that are listening to this show are just starting out. They're women that are beginning their online coaching practice or starting to put together their e-courses. They're in the beginning stages. And a lot of times when they're in that stage, it's really easy to feel invisible. So what would be a good piece of encouragement that you'd like to give a ladypreneur right now who's feeling invisible?
Oh, good question. I think the biggest thing that makes a difference is consistent effort every day. So know that that feeling of being invisible and no one's paying attention to your work, that's going to happen. Everyone encounters that. Mm-hmm. And it'll probably stick with you for longer than you'd like. So the important thing is to keep creating every day. We actually have that. Create every day is on my wall as a poster as well, along with Teach Everything You Know. But a friend of mine, Sean McCabe, and his blog is seanwest.com. He has this phrase that I really like, and he talks about how if you want to be successful in online business, or really in anything, you need to show up every day for 2 years.
Wow.
And I think a lot of people think, I'm going to start this blog, and I'm going to get it out there, and it'll take like a month or maybe 6 weeks. And they don't get any traction initially, and they're really disappointed and they give up. Mm-hmm. That's why I love when Sean says, show up every day for 2 years. Because you might start to hit that success early in the first couple of months, or it might not happen until 12, 14, 16 months in. But if you really want this, you need to be willing to put in that consistent effort. So for me, that looked like writing 1,000 words a day for 650 days in a row. And that's how I built my blog. That's how I wrote a few books. And so it was just a matter of showing up every day. I actually didn't quite make 2 years consistently. I'm just now realizing this. But for pretty close to 2 years.
Yeah, really
Call
close.
it 50 days short of 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's really powerful. And I think we can get so focused. We look around us. You know, it's like you're in the state of drowning and you're busy looking around. And instead of focusing, like, Sean was saying, on that forward mark, what's that future that you really, really want? In 2 years, where do you want that business to be? And to stay so laser beam focused that it doesn't matter what's happening around you, or maybe if you haven't gotten traction yet. Because I know when I struggle, it's when I stop and I look around for the results to try to prove that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's when I start to flail. I really have to keep that laser beam focus. So I think that's an amazing point.
Yeah, and I would say you can make the goal really small, whatever level you think you can do. Like if it's, if you need to write, you're trying to write a book or a course or something, or even just blog posts, you could set it to write 100 words a day, or to just make any amount of progress, or to send one email a day to help build your coaching business, whatever it is. Set that bar really low. And then do it every single day. I would do it 7 days a week, and just do that a little bit every day. And before you know it, it'll add up to being really quite a lot.
I think that's a great tip. I actually have like a little sign or whatever in my office, and I have little Post-its that I put up that have all the different tasks I'd like to accomplish that week. And then however I'm feeling that day, I'll take one of those down and be sure to accomplish it. And it really helps. I think that's great. Have your big goal, but then set those small actionable goals so that you're getting that reward of accomplishing something every single day.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
So I'm really excited to talk to our audience about the freebie that we're giving away today. I would love for you guys to take action with ConvertKit and give it a try. So we are actually going to be giving you a free month-long trial, which is how I got started. And within the first day, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sticking to this. And I canceled my other one. But I'm going to put the link below, but you can go to visibilityvixen.com/ConvertKit and get 30 days for free. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Nathan, for offering that. I think that's going to be of such a huge help to the ladypreneurs out there.
Yeah, I'm excited to have everyone listening come check it out and hopefully join the ConvertKit family.
Yes, and it is a family. My friend Jenna actually just joined a couple days ago and texted me and said, I finally made the leap. And I said, you will never regret it. It's a great platform. I can't talk about it enough. So in the show notes below, guys, I'm going to put all those links. I'm also going to link you to the newest blog that I wrote talking to you about why I switched over to ConvertKit. And hopefully it will really be a step up in your game so you can feel more empowered as a ladypreneur and an online business owner to start taking action with your email responders. So Nathan, wrapping up, I hope that you are having an awesome week. And do you have any exciting plans this weekend?
Yeah, tomorrow night I'm playing in a soccer game. I've been traveling, so I've missed the last 2 weeks of soccer. So
Woohoo.
That's a big thing. Have friends over for dinner tomorrow as well. Yeah, lots of good plans. And it's really hot here right now, so there will definitely be more paddleboarding.
Oh, is it? It's really hot in LA too. Oh my gosh, it's been in the 105s. It's just melting my face off.
Yep, good excuse to go swimming.
So true. Well, thanks so much again, Nathan. We really appreciate you being on the show, and everyone tune in next week to hear even more amazing stuff from even more entrepreneurs. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening in today to the Visibility Vixen podcast. Subscribe now and share with a fellow Vixen who wants to start building their visibility. For more fire in your life and brand, visit visibilityvixen.com.